Now, according to the Ipsos's latest poll, the upcoming elections are marked by uncertainty for some and a desire for change for others. Now, what does this mean, though, for political parties? Let's look at this further now and speak to Murray Harris, Director and Political Analyst at Ipsos South Africa. Murray, thank you so much for your time this evening. What characterizes the uncertainty for those who participated in the survey?
Well, the point is really that South Africans do not have a lot of trust in political parties or in political leaders. And a lot of the uncertainty stems from that they do not know who to vote for. More than a third of people who are registered to vote are actually saying they don't know who they will vote for because there is no political party that represents their views. There's also 38% who are saying that they are not sure whether a party like the ANC will make good on their election promises. So you can see the situation in the country is really influencing this feeling of uncertainty, the desire for change, and a feeling that they are going to vote. They would tell you are going to vote, but they're not sure who they would vote for because of these reasons.
I see they also, of course, had something to say even about the direction that the country is moving towards?
Yes, only 23% are saying that they think the country is moving in the right direction. 66% are saying the country is moving in the wrong direction, and the rest are uncertain about it. So it is quite a small percentage of South Africans, it's less than a quarter, who are saying that the country is moving in the right direction, and that's about a month before the election. Again, I think contributing to the uncertainty and the desire for change.
And when it comes into political parties, I'm noting some interesting movements there. Focus on the MK party as well as the EFF?
Well, if we look at the MK party, we were measuring them at a point of 8.4% of the vote. The huge majority, I think something like more than 90% of MK support is coming out of KwaZulu-Natal. And the EFF, who have been doing quite well in by-elections in KwaZulu-Natal over the last few years, are the party that's mainly suffering, with now registering 11.5% of the vote. I think MK is also taking away some votes from the ANC, but definitely most of their votes are coming from people who have previously expressed a desire to vote for the EFF.
And what does it say, though, as well, about, the latest polling when it comes to those who have sampled around the ANC as well?
The ANC at this moment is at 40.2%. So they will need a coalition party or a coalition of some sort to govern the country. And they have been sinking back quite a bit over the last year from a measurement of 43% amongst registered voters in October last year to the 40.2% now. So we can see that the ANC support is a growing concern. And most of their support's coming from rural areas. But I do think the ANC's campaign is not quite at the same level that it has been in previous elections. In fact, the president said so much about 2 weeks ago that he doesn't think the ANC campaign is quite having the results that it had in previous years. If we look at the turnout, we haven't really done the calculations yet on turnout, but the last time, the lower the turnout, the better the ANC was doing. So we can see ANC voters who are really committed to the party are very good at turning up to vote. But it is that other, those voters that are not that committed, that the ANC hasn't convinced to vote for them again.
And it'll be interesting to see the turnout as soon as it's finalized. Let's talk about this latest poll now and how it was all conducted. I mean, I see you have done face-to-face interviews as well and selected people at random.
Yes, we selected people at random, first of all, then did interviews, and one of the questions was whether they registered to vote. We did about 4,000 interviews. Of those, 2,545 were registered to vote. These findings are based on those registered to vote. It was a scientific process. As you say, they were randomly selected to be interviewed. As far as the sample selection was concerned, it has been done in metropolitan areas, cities, large towns, small towns, villages, rural areas, and in homes and in home languages of respondents. It is quite important to train interviewers all in the same way. We do send interviewers to the different locations where we want to interview, who can speak the languages of the particular area, and we officially translate the interviews. I think it's very important to do that. Otherwise, you have as many translations as interviewers, because everybody translates slightly differently. The sample error on this, the sample error is influenced by sample size, response rate, and the methodology used, basically the things I spoke about right now. The sample error on this particular poll is 1.9%.
All right, Murray, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it this evening. That was Murray Harris, Director and Political Analyst at Ipsos South Africa.